This is the family farm that I live in, and farming since 1983 myself, 7th generation. On the day of the incident, it was a similar pillar like this, but it was down in the middle of the farm, and it had been knocked by the contractors that were cutting silage a few months earlier, and I had always said I must push it out of the way. And this particular day, it definitely was in the way I needed. I said I couldn't be bothered going up for the tractor to take too much time, and I wanted to do this quickly. I had bent over with my back, I hadn't bent my legs, I hadn't done any proper procedure for doing anything. So I tried to turn it, and of course as I pushed forward then it wouldn't give, and I pushed a bit forward more. And when I felt the tail, I felt the back heat up, and I felt fierce perspiration. Just the sweat poured out through me. I walked back up very gingerly. I might have to add back up to my wife to say that I really felt I was after doing damage to my back. The injury I did on the day was I actually pushed out the sacroiliac joint, and it's the joint that's there in between your hip and the backbone. The pain was just unbelievable, and I couldn't do anything. For a few years I couldn't even possibly run 20 steps without feeling as if my back was actually inflamed. It's what's called a chronic injury, in other words, that it's well over 5 years. It's actually nearly 19 years since I first had it. Over the years there have been plenty of periods where literally I have gone too far and was out for 3 or 4 days. The financial impact has been quite substantial. The real crux was that when it came to calving cows, then I had to get someone else every time. I just wouldn't be physically able to have done it myself. And that was a huge drawback. And there was a cost in paying someone else every time to do it, to give you a hand 2 or 3 times a week or whatever. When you're young, you think you live forever, and you don't think of these things. You say to yourself, why would I bother doing these things? Shouldn't I well fit and able? Health and safety is for everyone, no matter if you're 3 and 93. Definitely my advice at this stage would be to everyone to just take a few seconds just to say, how am I going to lift this? Do I have to lift it? Can I get a machine to lift it? And if I have to lift it, how do I do it? By using your legs to lift rather than your back to lift. You keep the object as close as you can to your body, and you actually turn your whole body so that you're actually not twisting your back. When you lift something and then you twist your torso around, I suppose you're putting one bone on top of the other, and instead of just pushing up, now you're actually twisting them and you're bending them sideways. And I mean, if you did that to anything, you'd break it. The changes I made in the farm to compensate injury was to really try and mechanise as much as I could. Use the machine when you have to. Use the machine when you have to. There's no need to do the lifting. There is. The loader's there if you have something to lift, that you just get the loader and you tie it on with a chain. Farming is a very physical activity, but the day that you get a pain, that's the day that you have overdone it with your back and you've done something more than you should have. Your body never should be in pain doing any work. Farmers have a tendency to tear into work, and you can't afford that luxury of saying, I'll just tear into this and it'll be fine. Because that only 10-15 seconds could be the saviour of an awful lot of discomfort.